So many people don't have confidence with their investments. They don't know what to do, where to start. So let's talk about that and gain you the confidence so that you can get your money working for you. All right, Mike, I have lots of clients. You have lots of clients. We've talked to hundreds of people, and most of them start out where they're just not confident about investing. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand why their investments are going up or going down. They don't even know where to start. So, how do we help those people? How do we help you, the viewer, learn what you need to learn and get confident so that you can start getting your money working for you?
I think this is a fantastic intro, what we're doing right now. By you listening, you listener, or watching this video on YouTube, you're starting to learn. And that's what you have to do. I know that a lot of people will go to advisors or attorneys or maybe friends and family to start learning about these things. And all too often, the majority of people don't understand what to do.
Mm.
If they don't understand what to do, how are they going to teach you or answer the questions that you have? So by starting here, listening to us, it's a great way to start. And I know we're going to talk about it. I'm just going to get a quick plug of our ILMA Investing Course. Fantastic way to start learning how to invest. We give you everything you need to know of how I personally went from negative $100,000 net worth into becoming a millionaire within 15 years. It's a great way to do it because it works. So learning, that's the biggest thing you got to do. Ask questions, open books, podcasts, YouTube. You've got to learn.
Yeah, I think that paralysis of analysis is way bigger in this conversation than it is in most other conversations because we're talking about your future. We're talking about your nest egg, your retirement accounts. Like if you mess this up, it's a big deal, right? We have that in our minds, and so we have it as such a big, huge obstacle that we just stop and we're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then you let decades go by without doing anything and you look back and think, well, gosh, I'm not going to be able to retire. I'm in my 60s, I'm in my 70s, and I don't have enough. So let's get you the education that you need.
Hi, friend. We'll get back to the episode in 1 second, but we want to give you a free gift for joining us today. It's a 3-part free workshop where you get to learn how to get a 10% raise without doing more work. Then we're going to teach you what to do with that extra money. Because the end goal is for you to start living your ideal life years, if not decades sooner. So, do you need to get out of debt? Do you want to spend more on the life that you want to live? Or maybe you want to invest that extra income. All of these things are in this free workshop. Just go to sentinelcoaching.com/raise. That's sentinelcoaching.com/raise. Now back to the episode.
Right? So we love analogies. We use analogies all the time. I'm going to give you an analogy. Logically speaking, you and I both know if you don't know how to swim, are you going to jump into the deep end of a pool first thing? No, you're not going to do that. You know you can't swim. So why would you jump in the deep end? No, no, no. You go over to the shallow end and you start with one step. You get in and you put your toes and feet in that first step. And then you take the next step and the next step. And then you start paddling, right? We do a doggy paddle or like we have somebody helping us along, teaching us the movements that we need to do in order to swim. And you don't learn how to swim in one day. Right? You go back to class and you go back to class and you go back to class and you practice and practice and practice. And eventually you're like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. And then you get better and better and better. That's how you learn how to swim. It's the same thing with investing. You can't just dive in saying, oh, I'm going to put all my money in this thing that somebody told me to do. You can't do it. It doesn't work, right? You have to learn first. How do you manage your money well? How do you get more money to invest? Where do you start, right? You start small, that first step. Where, Mike, can somebody start small and try it out for the first time?
Well, when I remember back when I got first started investing outside of my retirement, because retirement was relatively easy. You just sign up, or maybe you're in a country that they automatically sign you up and it goes into a fund. Maybe it's already been chosen for you, that fund, or maybe there's only 5 or 10 good choices and it's easy to just pick one. That's great. But I remember it was pretty tough for me outside of that, of trying to figure out what it was. Right. Jason and I talk a lot about investing in mutual funds. That's where all of L and I, our wealth is in mutual funds, inside of retirement and outside of retirement. And that first time back then with Vanguard, I did all my research, hours upon hours, learning, analyzing, doing things, and I wasn't taking any action. So I put in $1,000, only to come find out the minimum was $3,000. So I had to wait a couple more weeks, another paycheck or two, to put in the $3,000 to invest. And then it was years. It was literally over 3 years, between 3 and 4 years. I watched that $3,000 go up and down until I got comfortable with that roller coaster. And then it started going up and then up. I was like, man, that 3,000 turned into 4,000. Oh man, this is really cool. And I learned to start small. I wanted to start with $1,000, but ended up having to be 3,000. And I share that because you can find firms that will start with $100 a month. You can start with and just watch that and watch how that roller coaster is for that fund that you chose. And if you enjoy it, right? So you got to start small. And then over time, you'll get to the point of one day I had the opportunity and I put in $80,000 into mutual funds in one day. Now I didn't get a paycheck. It wasn't a paycheck that was 80,000. It was just a savings account that came back to me and the time was right of how it worked out when something was sold. $80,000 I dropped into a mutual fund. But before that, years before that, I was nervous and I was scared with 3,000. But if I had not started small and got comfortable with that, there's no way I could have put in $80,000 to begin with.
Yeah. That's so huge. We think we need to do everything all at once and
Mm.
and jump into that deep end of the pool to catch up with our age or whatever. If you're in your 40s or 50s, right? You have that fear of am I too late, too old? I'm too late to start saving and investing for my future. I won't have enough. Well, I tell you what, if you start now with $50, it's a lot more than what you had before. Zero. So even if you start small, it's okay, and then you can gain that knowledge, gain that information that you need, so that you can be more comfortable, more comfortable. Now you're never going to be fully comfortable because it is that roller coaster. It goes up and goes down. None of us like the negative numbers, but Mike and I, we have enough experience, and this is what we do to help us understand. Oh, this is part of the journey. Part of the journey is to see some of those negative numbers, but we don't panic, right? That's the thing. Again, get into the investing course, the ILMA investing course. We start with the basics and we teach you what you need to know to get started so that your money is working for you and that you can calculate how much you need in your retirement, in your non-retirement to live your ideal life. So that's the biggest thing. Learn what you need to learn, start small, try it out, do what you need to do, be consistent, right? And then we have another video, you can check it out. If you want to go from $50 a month, like how we started, to investing $500, even thousands of dollars a month, that will really significantly increase your net worth, right? How do you get from here to there? That's the goal here. So you can go and check that out as well. Mike, anything else to end this video today?
No, that's it. I look forward to seeing you in one of our courses and looking how you are going to start small starting today.